Okay, hello everyone. My name is Julian Carrillo. I'm going to be doing my presentation on Hangul's development under King Sejong and its revolution in language and culture by me, Julian, for Korean history, and Professor Hong. So, to get things started off, we're going to go ahead and do the introduction. So, Hangul was created by King Sejong in the 15th century during the Chosun dynasty. And at that time, Hanja, which is classical Chinese, was used for official writing, limiting literacy to elite Confucian scholars. And my thesis was that the creation of Hangul was a revolutionary cultural act that democratized literacy, disrupted hierarchies, and continues to define Korean identity. And this topic matters because Hangul represents both cultural innovation and resistance to elitist and colonial systems. This is very important. Sorry about that. And so next we're going to be doing Chosen Society and Sejong's vision. So Chosen Korea from 1392 to roughly 1910 had a rigid class hierarchy and it was centered on Neo-Confucianism, and literacy and official writing were monopolized by the Yangban elites. And King Sejong from 1418 to 1450 valued justice, scientific inquiry, and the welfare of the people. All the makings of a good king. And next, we'll be talking about the birth of Hangul. So Hangul was developed between 1443 to 1446 and released as Hanmin Jonggun. It stands for Correct Sounds of Instructing the People. It was designed with scholars in the Hall of Worthies, the Chifi Yongjeon, and it features 17 phonetic letters shaped to reflect articulation points, so the mouth and the tongue. And it's a strong opposition from elites like Cho Mali, who saw it as a threat to Confucian tradition and ties to China. And next, going on to we have the historical impact. And to start off, we have Hangul allowed commoners, women, and lower class citizens to become literate. It also enabled access to Buddhist scripture, Confucian ethics, poetry, and everyday writing. Described by Sejong as an act of compassion for people unable to express themselves in writing. Sorry. Next, we have the cultural and societal impact. So it was promoted a uniquely Korean cultural identity apart from Chinese influence. Women used Hangul to write Sijou, Kasa, and letters. Despite official suppression, it thrived in private and folk use for centuries to come. Next, we have contemporary relevance. So Hangul became a symbol of national pride during Japanese colonial rule from 1910 to roughly 1945, when it was banned in schools. After liberation, both Koreas adopted Hangul officially, North Korea exclusively, South Korea alongside limited Hanja. And it was celebrated on Hangul Day, October 9th in South Korea, and then January 15th in North Korea. It was praised globally for its scientific structure and efficiency in the digital age. Going on to evolving perspectives. Once dismissed as vulgar, Hangul is now revered as one of the most advanced writing systems. King Sejong is honored through statues, university names, and currency, such as that note there. Modern scholars celebrate its clarity, logic, and inclusive design. Moving on, we have the global comparison and the uniqueness. So, Chinese characters, the logographics, and Japanese kana, which is derived from the Chinese, are complex and historically elitist. Hangul is phonetic, which is known as inventor Sejong, and a documented date of creation. UNESCO declared it as a perfect script and created the King Sejong Literacy Prize, symbol of linguistic empowerment, especially in post-colonial discourse. And finally, for the conclusion, Hangul revolutionized Korean society by expanding literacy and challenging elite control. It remains a cornerstone of Korean identity, innovation, and cultural pride. As a closing thought, how can we design of language? How can the design of language systems promote equity and self-determination? And here are my references. You have King R, 2006, Hangul, The Politics of Writing Reform in Korea from the University of Hawaii Press. Then we have Robinson and Me from 2007, Korea's 20th Century Odyssey, A Short History from University of Hawaii Press. Finally, we have Seth M.J., 2011, A Concise History of Korea from the Neolithic Period throughout the 19th Century for Woman and Littlefield. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you have a great day.